Yellowstone National Park is home to one of the world's most active supervolcanoes. It's so dangerous that if it erupted, the whole world would suffer. There are 3 different calderas or craters in the park that could erupt, and each crater has its own name, its own history, and its own level of danger. The thing about this supervolcano is that it doesn't just spew lava out of the ground. If there was an eruption, there would be earthquakes, tsunamis, climate change, falling rocks, and much more. But what happens after all of this? Hi, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to find out what happens after Yellowstone erupts, so make sure to watch the whole video so you don't miss anything. First, let's look at the park itself. Yellowstone is located in the northwest corner of the United States, straddling the border between the states of Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. Its full name is Yellowstone National Park, and it covers a total area of around 8,900 square miles, which is roughly equivalent to the size of Belgium and the Netherlands combined. The park was established on March 1, 1872, making it the world's first national park. It's also the largest of America's national parks. Yellowstone is famous for its geothermal features such as geysers and hot springs, as well as its abundant wildlife and scenic beauty. Perhaps the most iconic feature of Yellowstone is Old Faithful, one of the world's most famous geysers. This park attracts millions of visitors from all over the globe every single year. Now let's take a look at the real danger. Yellowstone is home to one of the largest and most powerful volcanoes on Earth, making it a potentially catastrophic threat to life as we know it. The volcano is actually a supervolcano. That's not even the scariest part. It's located in the northwest corner of Wyoming. And while it hasn't erupted in more than 640,000 years, scientists have been closely monitoring its activity due to concerns that it may erupt again. It should be noted that Yellowstone's eruptions are rare and unpredictable, but when they do occur, they can cause massive devastation both locally and globally. If Yellowstone were to erupt again, it would release an incredible amount of energy and matter into the atmosphere, causing widespread destruction and potentially altering our planet's climate. The impact would be felt not only by those living near the volcano, but by people all over the world. Yellowstone is actually made up of 3 separate calderas, the 3 craters. These are the names of the craters and what they mean. The main crater is called the Yellowstone caldera. It's roughly 43 by 28 miles across and is the site of the most recent eruption. The last time it erupted was 640,000 years ago. The second crater is known as the Mesa Falls caldera. It's much smaller than the Yellowstone caldera, measuring approximately 17 by 10 miles across. The third and final crater is the most mysterious and least understood of the 3. It's called the Henry's Fork caldera. It's approximately 17 by 10 miles across, almost the same as the Mesa Falls caldera. Very little is known about this crater because it's buried beneath layers of volcanic ash and debris. Scientists believe that it's the oldest of the 3 craters, dating back over 2 million years. They think that it was created by a series of smaller eruptions that occurred over time. Yellowstone is a very popular tourist destination. Each year, over 4 million people visit the park to see its amazing sights. But what would happen if there was an eruption while all these people were there? Let's start with what would happen right away during the eruption, when the magma chamber beneath the surface of the Earth suddenly releases all of its stored energy. It causes the ground to shake and tremble. And this is what we call an earthquake. Now this wouldn't be any ordinary earthquake. It would be a huge and powerful one, and it would be felt throughout the region. During the eruption of Mount St. Helens in 1980, a magnitude 5.1 earthquake occurred before the eruption. However, the magnitude of the earthquake caused by the eruption of the Yellowstone supervolcano would be much higher, possibly reaching magnitude 7 or even 8 on the Richter scale. That's the kind of earthquake that can cause serious damage to buildings and infrastructure for hundreds of miles around the volcano. At Yellowstone National Park, there are numerous hot springs, geysers, and other geothermal features. An earthquake of this magnitude would likely cause many of these features to become unstable, leading to sudden bursts of boiling water and steam. Some of these bursts could be powerful enough to injure or even kill anyone who's standing too close. But wait, there's more. The violent eruption of the supervolcano would generate enormous amounts of gas and steam. These gases would shoot high into the air, forming massive clouds that would quickly spread beyond the borders of the park. Hot ash and volcanic matter would be thrown into the air, blanketing everything in sight and making it difficult to breathe. People would have to stay indoors for days while the air clears. Then there would be pyroclastic flows. These are fast-moving currents of hot gas and volcanic matter that flow down the slopes of the volcano. They can reach temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit and move at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. Anything in their path would be incinerated immediately. Evacuation orders would be given to everyone in the surrounding areas, but not everyone would leave. Some people might decide to stay in their homes, while others might not receive the message at all. Those who couldn't or didn't evacuate would face the full force of the eruption. Their houses would be destroyed along with all their belongings. And this is where things get really bad. Pyroclastic flows and the earthquakes generated by the eruption would trigger landslides and mudslides in the surrounding hills and mountains. These landslides could bury entire towns and villages, destroying everything in their path. Then there would be the tsunami. The massive explosion of the supervolcano would generate enormous amounts of energy, leading to the formation of a large tsunami. The tsunami would travel across the country at a speed of up to 500 miles per hour. Entire ecosystems would be wiped out as the tsunami waves crashed into coastal communities. As the tsunami approached the shore, it would cause massive flooding, destroying buildings, roads, and other infrastructure. The water could reach heights of up to 100 feet, inundating entire cities and sweeping away everything in its path. And now let's talk about something that most people forget about: acid rain. You see, the eruption would also release large amounts of sulfur dioxide and other gases into the atmosphere. These gases would react with water and oxygen in the atmosphere to form sulfuric acid. This acid rain could travel thousands of miles, affecting areas far beyond the immediate vicinity of the eruption. Crops and other vegetation would be destroyed, leading to widespread famine. And then diseases would spread. The ash and other debris ejected during the eruption would eventually settle over large parts of the United States and Canada. This material would contain harmful chemicals and microorganisms that could have devastating effects on human health. Respiratory problems, skin infections, and other illnesses would spread like wildfire, overwhelming hospitals and medical facilities. And finally, there would be global cooling. We already talked about how the eruption would release a lot of gases and particles into the atmosphere. Well, these particles would reflect sunlight away from the Earth, leading to a global cooling effect. Temperatures could drop by several degrees, disrupting weather patterns and causing widespread crop failures. This would lead to a global food shortage, mass starvation, and societal collapse. So that's what would happen after the eruption. What do you think? Would you survive the disaster? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Thanks for watching.